Have you ever tried to use the arrow keys in Microsoft Access in a continuous form and you wonder why they don't work like Excel, where you can just go up, down, left, right, and move between the different controls? Well, you're not alone. In this video, I'm going to explain why the arrow keys behave the way they do and how you can make them move between records and fields without breaking things like notes boxes, where you still need normal text navigation. It's a small change, but it makes data entry faster, smoother, and a lot less frustrating for your users, especially if they're used to Excel. Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today we're going to talk about how to use the arrow keys to navigate records and fields in Access just like Excel for faster data entry without having to use the mouse. Today's question comes from Paige in St. Paul, Minnesota, one of my Platinum members. Paige says, how can I set up arrow key navigation in Microsoft Access so that the up and down arrows move between the records, except in certain fields like a note box where I still want to move within the text? Also, how can I get left and right arrow keys to move within the field while editing, but still jump to the next or previous field when I reach the end or start of the text? Oh, okay. You're adding something extra on the end there. Okay, let's talk about it. Now, before we talk about solutions, it helps to understand what's actually happening behind the scenes. A lot of frustration with Access comes from expecting it to behave like Excel when under the hood it's doing something very different. With Access, you've got forms and text boxes that are competing for control of the keyboard. The text boxes want to control the arrow keys and treat them like editing tools, but the form wants to treat it like a navigation tool. So by default, Access doesn't know which one you want, so the behavior feels inconsistent. Now, I've already got a bunch of other videos that will teach you what you need to do to be able to solve this problem. First of all, I got this one, move up and down with the keys. In this video, I teach you how to intercept the up and down arrow keys so that you can move up and down between records. And then you end up with something like this, where you can go up and down, right? I'm just hitting the up and down arrow keys. Okay, go watch that video for step-by-step instructions on how to do that. But then the problem happens when you have like a notes field down here at the bottom. And if you click like in here and you want to go up to the previous row inside that notes field and you hit the up arrow key, it moves you up to the previous record because the form is intercepting that up arrow key because you told it to. Okay? So then you have to say, okay, I want to intercept that key unless I'm in the notes field. And I show you how to solve that problem in this video, arrow keys and the text box. Essentially, we're going to look at the Screen.ActiveControl and say, hey, if the user is sitting in the notes field, then ignore everything I just told you to do. And this way, if you're in notes, it won't. It'll still behave like it normally behaves. Now, another problem that you got is the left and right arrow keys. Now, normally, if you hit the tab key, for example, tab or shift tab, that'll move you between records like that. And normally, the left and right arrow keys behave like that, okay? Unless, let me switch databases here, unless you are in the middle of a field like that, in which case they move left and right. But now here comes the problem. When you get to the end of the field, I'm still hitting the right arrow key. You might want it to, at that point, move to the next field over. All right, that can be tricky. Same thing where if you go all the way to the left here, you might want it to now move left over to Malcolm, but it won't. It won't leave once you're in editing mode unless you hit the tab key, and that can again confuse your users. So to solve that problem, you could say, okay, if I'm just sitting like that, all right, where the cursor, as you can see there, it's blinking, is right at the beginning of the field. So the cursor's cell start property is 0. Okay, then if I hit the arrow keys, that's fine. It's gonna behave like this. And if not, if I'm in the middle of the field like that and I hit the arrow keys, I also want it to behave like that. But if I get to the end over here, if the cell start, right, the cursor position inside that field is equal to the length of whatever text is in that property, right, whatever text is in that field, then I also want to then at that point tab over to the next field. And to do that, you'll need to know how to use the cell start property, which I cover in this video. And there's lots of ways you can like read the tab order programmatically and move to the previous or the next one in the tab order. But the easiest way, honestly, is just to use send keys and just to send a tab character to the next one or the previous one with Shift Tab. Send keys works great in this particular case. I'm not a huge send keys fan, but there are some instances, like I say in the slide here. It's the king of the good enough sometimes functions. Works perfectly for this. So, after watching this and all those related videos, you should now have a solid understanding of what's happening and what kind of a solution is needed. If you want to see me walk through the full implementation step by step, we'll be doing that in the extended cut for the members. This is going to include some extras as well. For example, we're going to use the tag property to control the arrow key behavior. Is the field that I'm currently on one that I'm allowed to use the arrow keys for or not? So instead of having to modify your VBA code in the future, if you decide you want to add more fields, you just add a tag to that field. I'll show you how to ignore the Control Alt and Shift key combination. So in case someone goes Shift right arrow, for example, it won't trigger. We'll focus more on that left and right arrow key navigation so it feels natural. So if they're at the end of the field, it'll go to the right. If they're not, it'll just move within the field like we talked about. And of course, you're going to get the complete VBA walkthrough, the final code structure. Gold members, it'll be in the code vault. And I'll walk you through everything in the extended cut, how to do it. So if you're mainly looking to understand why Access behaves this way and what you need to do, well, watch those other videos and you should be able to figure that out. If not, in the extended cut, I'll walk through it step by step. And just to let you guys know, moving forward into 2026, I'm going to be doing more videos like this, where the free video focuses on explaining what's really going on under the hood. And then in the extended cut, that's where I'll slow down and actually build the full production-ready solution with the full code walkthrough. So that's all the more reason to click that join button today. Don't worry, I'm still going to be doing regular tech help videos with code in them too. I'm not stopping this completely, but I'm going to start doing more for the members moving forward. But that is going to be your tech help video for today. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button right now and give me a like. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. And make sure you click that bell icon and select all to receive notifications whenever I post a new video. Do you need help with your Microsoft Access project? Whether you need a tutor, a consultant, or a developer to build something for you, check out my Access Developer Network. It's a directory I put together personally of Access experts who can help with your project. Visit my website to learn more. Any links or other resources that I mentioned in the video can be found in the description text below the video. Just click on that show more link right there. YouTube's pretty good about hiding that, but it's there. Just look for it. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, tables, all that stuff. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or my YouTube channel. I'll include a link below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? And if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. That's it. And it's free for members of my YouTube channel at any level. Speaking of memberships, if you're interested in joining my channel, you get all kinds of awesome perks. Silver members get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, and there's hundreds of them by now. They also get one free beginner class each month, and yes, those are from my full courses. Gold members get the previous perks plus access to download all of the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos. Plus, you get access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions and all kinds of source code that I use. And gold members get one free expert class every month after completing the beginner series. Platinum members get all of the previous perks, plus they get all of my beginner courses, all of them from every subject. And you get one free advanced or developer class every month after finishing the expert series. And you can become a diamond sponsor and have your name listed on the sponsor page on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time.